This is Jimmy.
Nuclear launch detected.
Right on.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a Patreon cast between Light and Killer here on Troy. For those of you who support me at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for at least $1 a month, I appreciate your support if you do. And in the top right, it's going to be a Red Terran player. It's going to be Light. And in the bottom left, it is Killer. RJB said this is a weird game, and he figures out that they're going to go ahead and screw around because it is Troy. Which just means, right, if you destroy these two assimilators, you're basically creating an island for the main base of the ZERG or the Terran player. And a ZERG on an island is a very, very bad thing. So, if you missed Snow versus... Is it Snow? I don't know. Snow versus Soulkey or something on this map. You know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and see how they're going to mess around here on Troy. Like every single expansion, you can do that too. Destroy these two assimilators, island expansion. Destroy these two assimilators, again, an island main. Island, island, island. So no ground approach for any of these bases if you destroy the two assimilators. Just weird map design. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and hatch first here from Killer. You know, around 12 or 11 supply here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And this drone is scouting cross spawn. Terra the Overlord says, no Terran up here. Drone says, aha, there is Terran here. What? Where did... I feel like that should have blocked the barracks from landing, but hey. I'm not a game designer. Oh, okay, an early factory here from Light. Extractor... Harvesting gas, pool up, and Terra the Overlord says, alright, I'm going to come back home. Early factory could mean early Valkyrie, or maybe two-port Wraith, so heading back home seems like a good idea to me. Run! Run, Mr. Drone! Juke! Juke like your life your life did depend on it, and you're dead. Anyway, got ourselves a Vulture building. Into a starport, into two starports, into two starports. Come on. Yeah. Two-port opening. Two-star-port opening. That was unscouted by that drone thanks to the Hero Marine that killed a defenseless drone. Okay, not defenseless. But one Marine versus one drone, not much of a fight. All right, Hydroden coming in as a... Wow, that's actually an amazing response to two-port Wraith. Wow, like super amazing response. I think he just sniffed out the early fac and said, this map can be effectively turned into an island map, so I'm curious. What are the odds here? This is two-port Wraith. And then he's like, you know, let's go Hydroden. Just go Hydroden. And if it is Wraiths, we're going to be happy about it. And if I can't mute a harass because I didn't go for a Spire here, I think I'm okay with that, right? Gosh, this is genius. This is such a good read. And look at bringing all the Overlords home, too. My goodness, this was sniffed out extremely well by Killer. Absolutely amazing. Light not going for Calm Sad. He's not really worried about Lurker stuff at this stage, which, interesting, because there's a Lair and a Hydroden here, but no sign of Lurker aspect coming into that production tab for Killer. Just putting Hydras in mineral lines, here to protect Overlords. Just one base, two-port Wraith shenanigans. Out of light, man. Who's this dude think he is? Lita? You think he's Lita? Maybe. Maybe he is Lita. And I like how the Vulture shows up, too. It's like, I got a sunken. You get out of here. You get out. Don't embarrass yourself, Vulture pilot. Come on. Vulture bike driver guy. Ooh, pulling the drones down that are injured away from where the Wraiths can go. This is great. Yeah, a killer's just absolutely, abjectly... He's been preparing for this for like a minute now. 2 minutes now. Oh, hang on. Don't lose any drones. There you go. There you go. See, control tower is not even done yet, so these guys aren't going to be invisible for a minute. Overlord's not as important to be in positions like inside the main base. That's something Killer recognizes. He's like, you know, don't really need detection inside the main base at this point. 2-port Wraith doesn't get cloak until later, if at all. And I think at this point we need to transition out of this. He is not locking himself in here. He is. He's doing it. He's going to lock. He's going to turn his main base into an island. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, they get a Hydralisk. The 3 Wraith ball, pretty good here. Ooh, there's a 4 Wraith ball, but one of them's really injured. Doesn't want to participate too much into the festivities. Into the activities here. Oh my gosh, he did it. He locked off. Oh, see, the thing is, though, he can make dropships, which he's doing. He can build command centers inside this, lift off, land. Ta-da! New base. Yeah, man. This is amazing stuff. Creep colony coming in. Evolution chamber. We are preparing to make spores now because guess what? Cloaking field is on the way. And when Killer once again reads this perfectly. Vulture says, you got a 3rd base up here at all? No? Okay. What can win this game? Probably Mass Hydra. Says Killer. Honestly. A handful of entirely unupgraded Marines and a bunch of Wraiths. Like, what are we dying for here? Ooh, transporting on the way too. Because he know. I mean, how does he know? Are they like talking over Discord with each other and just being like, hey, by the way, I locked off my front. And Killer's like, oh, I better start up transport then. Or is he map hacking? Who knows? This is a weird game. Not wrong, RJB. Not wrong at all. Check him out. youtube.com/@RJB_TV. And yeah, if you're watching this, what is this? The week of like April the 10th? Thanks so much for supporting me here on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. I really love you. And if you're watching this, like, I don't know, May 2024 or some such, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with Brood War content. Weird stuff like this sometimes too. Try to mix it up, little Carbot sometimes, little Foreigner game sometimes, little super high level, like Snow versus Soul Key games sometimes. Insane. We got Bisu, we got Flash here, we got anything your little StarCraft heart wants. What are you firing at? Is there a Hydra here? Something died. Yeah, I got enough Wraiths to 2-shot drones now. Good control, too. I don't think a Wraith has died yet. Trying to sneak a 3rd base up this way is Killer. Oh, my. Invisible. Invisible flying planes. Look at this 2nd base. I haven't called it out specifically, but yeah. Just casually 2 base in it. This is an island base, too. This whole friggin' map is an island base island map in disguise is what it is. They're like, nobody will ever allow island maps to make it into the map pool ever again. But what if we made it a pseudo island map? And ta-da! We did it! We did it! So this Hydra drop at the 2nd base is crushing. I was going to say it's Killer, but I don't do puns. Is crushing for light here. This is brutal. The siege tanks are trying to clear this out. Maybe we picking up is a little bit too dangerous with the Wraiths up here. All right, so Light's going to be able to handle this. It's a delay. It's 100% a delay on this 2nd base, which really sucks for Light here. And Light might be the best Terran player in the world right now, but he is not happy about how things are going. He's up 36 to 25 workers, yes, but he's 1 basing, and he's don't want to be on 1 base at 10 minutes into the game. Unless something really crazy has happened, your opponent is like on 1 base themselves, or maybe a 2 base, kind of a crippled economy here for the Zerg player. Either way, it's not great. Yeah, and probably a pickup and a sprint over here and an unload might be your best bet. I don't know. Like, the revenge of Light here is actually pretty impressive. He doesn't even go for the pickup. Just every Hydralisk dies, every Overlord dies, everything Killer invested into killing this second base is dead. So that's the only way that Light can feel good about that. He lost a ton of mining time. He lost a bunch of SCVs. I mean, he still has 7 workers with his third base. Oh my gosh, it's like casting an island map. It's like Primeval Isles all up in here. Queen's Nest, Spire finishing. Zerg player maybe going to go into Devourers. Who knows? Ship weapons getting upgraded here. Not that Wraiths have a ton of utility, you know, beyond the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. I don't know if this means we're going to see battle cruisers, maybe some Valkyries unloading to saturate your own natural base. That's what Troy is, man. Troy is just that, in a nutshell. It's just, hey, how about you transfer, like, load up some of your own workers, put them down at your natural so you can saturate it. Ooh, getting some Ensnare up in here. Actual Queen production, because we're getting Ensnare, obviously. So Queen's Nest, not just for hives anymore. It's also for queens. I've actually got a Carbot game coming up in just a minute where I feel like the Zerg player, well, in a couple days, where I feel like the Zerg player accidentally made a queen. Got the Queen's Nest up, immediately went into hive, and then 2 minutes later, this queen wanders into a battle, parasites a High Templar, and, like, leaves. And I was like, that had to be a mistake. That had to be some kind of an accidental queen produced situation, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it was an accidental. Oh, I don't know about these Mutalisks. If you have mutas in numbers, you can wipe out this Wraith Ball, but that's a decent chunk of Wraiths. As Light's locking the door to the 12 o'clock position. He wants island bases. This is not an island base. This is accessible by ground from the center of the map. That's how we're going to define island base right now. Is your base accessible if you start here and start walking to it? And this one, not an island. Everything else, apparently, that Light is going for here is islandy, which is really fun. There we go. Killer taking his own 4th base. Island. This is not an island because you can walk through here right now. It's a weird mechanic that you destroy buildings and the result is a narrower entrance. It's weird, man. It's really weird stuff. So big old Mutaflock with a little bit of Ensnare, because Ensnare can reveal the Wraiths. Also, battle cruisers on the way. Oh my god. Oh, what a killer Ensnare. Oh my gosh, the Wraiths. The Wraiths. What did I say about the Wraiths' utility here? After the next 5 or 10 minutes, every Wraith is dead. The Ensnare means they can't run. The Ensnare means they can't hide. They don't do great damage to mutas. Every Wraith cleaned up expertly by Killer there. That was brutal. Light has taken some serious hits in this game today. It is not okay for him. He is not fine. Now, there's nothing to protect these SCVs at this, well, we'll call it the natural base, but I think it's the 3rd. It is a Valkyrie, but Valkyrie dies to Mutalisks after getting a lot of hits off, though. These mutas are injured. Are there no turrets? Nobody expects the muta transition at 12 minutes. You kill a bunch of SCVs, the battle cruisers show up and basically say, there aren't enough of you to threaten us, by the way. Dude, the SCV count has just been decimated. I know technically that means 1/10 of the units have been killed, but everybody uses it colloquially to mean really, really hurt, really damaged, a lot of stuff died. So that's what it is. 43 SCVs remain after that onslaught. 57 drones on the map now. Killer's feeling all right. Killer's been doing some good stuff here. That Ensnare Mutalisk play was magnifique. I think, and parasites, the battle cruisers, because they're too expensive to kill. If you like parasite an SCV, you just kill the SCV. You're like, no big deal. Even honestly, a tank, you might feel okay about killing if you didn't want to. Oh, restoration. If you didn't want parasite, but you're never killing a battle cruiser that's been parasited. It's a genius target. Big old drops. fake out drops? No, kind of real drops. Some of these overlords are just here to soak up damage, which is a really smart idea, by the way. Send in overlords that are empty in the front, and then the missile turrets kill them, and then the overlords that are actually carrying stuff don't die. Ta-da! Is this enough Hydras to deal with these BCs? 1-1 on the Hydras. 1 attack on the BCs. Snipe the dropship, snipe the dropship. Couple tanks come in. Tanks have to get target fired first, and now there aren't enough Hydras to deal with the BCs. SCV's fighting too. Not to want to do if you're an SCV fighting against 1-1 Hydras, but nice. All right, cool. Dealt with that drop fairly well. So, I mean, both players giving and getting here. Big time hits. Big time defenses. White floating some Killer Juno floating some cash here. Needs some macro hatches, maybe. Need to put some of these drones to work. 60 drones, though. I don't know. Is Killer just too ahead economically? He's really slowed Light down quite a bit. With this base having to get lifted off. Restoration. Man, I had a game. I posted it on April 9th, 2014 that featured battlecruiser usage in a TVZ and restoration with Royal. It was Royal, and it was a ZERG player whose name is True. Also goes by Alone. Anyway. Oh, big engage. Valkyries prepared. Mules are just kind of casually going for turrets. Scourge try to connect. They make a little bit of a connection here. Ensnare goes down on the battlecruiser. Not that they can chase you anyway when you're Mutalisks, but fun. And with the red, it's very Christmassy. It's Christmas in April all up in here. Anyway, I posted a clip of the restoration being used on some Plague battlecruisers on Twitter, and I think I posted it on Reddit too. Been posting out at r/StarCraft and r/Brood War for a few months now, but yeah, one of the comments was, I've never heard restoration, what sound it makes before. And I was like, dang, you know what? It makes sense. It is such a little used spell. Also, Yamato Gun, little used spell. More battlecruisers operational. Devourers being produced. I had a comment the other day too. Somebody posted on a video featuring Devourers that were like, what? I didn't know if Devourers existed in StarCraft, and I was like, are these people new to StarCraft? Who are these people, and where do they come from? Because everybody in my comments is like, I've been playing StarCraft every day since 1998. I know everything there is to know. Alright. So, Terran's dead, right? We're looking at this. We're staring at this. How many bases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ZERG bases? Are you kidding me? 8 bases for ZERG at 17 minutes. No, I'm really not. This little battlecruiser Valkyrie army? Nah, Scourge, Hydra. No, mass battlecruiser is not going to work here. Where's JLC? Ooh, he locks ground reinforcements from getting up here, and then makes a move to the top left, where the Hydras cannot follow unless they get dropped. So, Devourers unsupported are kind of garbo. Scourge wipe out, oh gosh, 2 of the battlecruisers. That was actually pretty cost efficient out of them, Scourge. But yeah, no. Devourers on their own, they provide a debuff. Ooh, almost got one of the BCs there. No. Well, yeah. Sub 200 HP on a battlecruiser is pretty much almost dead. Oh no, my 8th hatchery. Well, my 8th base, says Killer. What will I do? Oh, I know. I'll make 87 more Scourge. Yeesh. Man, so battlecruisers with attack upgrades will one-shot Scourge before they get close enough to connect with them. But if you just have 87 Scourge, you can't kill them fast enough. It's very zombie swarm-esque. Ooh, sniping a couple defilers. I don't know. Look, I'm looking at it. 73 drones for a ZERG player and this many bases seems fairly unsurmountable for a Terran. But army value is significantly bigger here. For Light, it's just mass battlecruiser has never really been a viable strategy against ZERG ever. I mean, outside of the campaign, I guess. I did go mass BC on at least a few of the missions in the Brood War campaign against ZERG enemies, and it's good up until you get plagued. You get plagued, and then spore crawlers are kind of a pain, and then Scourge coming at ya, and you're like, battlecruisers sure have a lot of things that counter them. You're not wrong about that, young Falcon. Not at all. But this is... Oh, God, okay, I'll just take another 8th base down here. So 76 drones from a Zerg player is absolutely ludicrous at 19 minutes. This should not be allowed to happen. And I'm pretty sure that Killer's going to win this game. But again, it feels more like a game they're messing around. Because it's Troy. Because it's kind of the map for messing around. Light goes ahead and tries to land his 5th at 20 minutes. But when your opponent's like at 8 or 9 bases, it's tough. Hey, what's your ground defense look like, Light? Not much. A couple tanks. And a bunker with unupgraded Marines? Basically unupgraded Marines. That Dark Swarm feels like insult to injury here. SCV evac. 2 of them make it out, but pursued by fast Hydralisks. So I don't know if they're going to make it, guys. Alright, so that's, I mean, hey. You ever wanted to kill a Terran base before? Not hard when most of their army value is in battle cruisers and on the other side of the map. Oh, we're going to let this guy run in. Ah, he's like, is he scouting? What's he trying to do? Guess he's scouting. I don't know. Hey, oh, he plagues the other side of the divide. Ooh, plagues a missile turret. Dude, look at him plaguing whatever he can reach over here. Dude, missile turret's getting plagued while they're under construction is so cool. Supply depot getting plagued, less cool. Restoration. Trying to save this. No, it just burns down. Oh, the missile turret completed construction and it burned it down. Light trying to take this top left base for himself, but he's down. Okay, it's 86 drones for Killer. Remember when I was like 76 drones was ludicrous? 86 is actually ludicrous. No Zerg player should have 86. Okay, 89 drones from Killer. No Zerg player should have this many drones. This is a very, very odd game, but it's Troy. This is getting a weird fun tag. That's what this game is getting. Weird fun. Mass BC with siege tank and missile turret support. A little bit of Valkyrie stuff going on here too from Light. The mass spore crawler forest here. Keller's like, well, I'm maxed out. My Hydralisks are at some upgrades. 2-2. Going for big old load up drops. Battle cruisers. Gonna wipe out this base. And again, I'm pretty sure that our guy Killer doesn't care. He doesn't care. Alright, Killer going for another drop here at the 12 o'clock. Didn't go so well for him last time. This time he brought Defilers, though, and there's Dark Swarm Hydra now. And Dark Swarm Hydra, one of the many counters to battle cruisers. Insanely great counter, in fact. Like, you can Yamato through the Dark Swarm, yes. That's the one thing you can do against it, but you don't have enough Yamato to deal with all of these Hydralisks. Yeah, I mean, this base going down is a massive problem for Light. Everything is bad for Light right now. But it's a Zerg player who has 93 drones is making 20 Devourers at the same time. Because he's a madman. 95 drones is the most drones I have maybe ever seen from a 1v1 professional Zerg player in a match in my entire life. Outside of fastest map, even then it's too many. The battle cruisers are like, well, can we base race? Can we maybe... Oh my gosh. The map... This is stupid. This is the most Devourers I've ever seen. Killer's like, you want to go Mass BC? How about you like Mass Devour, muchacho? Probably didn't say muchacho. Ooh, Acid Spore, increasing the damage taken from every source, including the Devour attack itself. Yeah, Killer doesn't care if these Devourers die. He can just remake them. He actually doesn't have enough gas to do that. Okay, 196 to 103 supply. Light is dead in a doornail. Dead in a doornail. But my gosh, this was fun. I have not laughed at a game this much in a long time. Thanks, RJB, for finding it, sending it in. Seriously, though, hit the like button, subscribe. This is... This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Hey, the battle cruisers are back. Finally, this, I don't know, fourth base, whatever it is, this 12 o'clock of light is clear of Zerg infestation and can be expanded to again. I mean, light? Oh, we're into Guardians now. Now that all the battle cruisers are supposedly dead, except for this group over here, we can Guardian our way in, wipe out some of the missile turrets, and make the Devourers even more effective. Scan, 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 scan. Look, man. It's double the army value for the Zerg player in this game. This is not happening. If this was reversed, I'd say the same thing. Double the army value for light against killer. Also, game over, man. I appreciate you have the top half of the map. Well, the top quarter of the map. But killer's got everything else. Everything else. All of the things. A ship plating upgrade is on the way. We don't see ship plating get researched, do we? No. Oh. Well, plate caught some of the battle cruisers. The Guardians are like, man, it's not often that we're faster than the things that it can kill us on the map. If the battle cruisers are in the top left, then we just have to be in the top right. Look at him dropping cracklings in here, too. Killer. Gosh, this game. Yeah, so this game is over. This isn't even that many lings, but the response time of battle cruisers to get over here is like 8 years, and you had to lift all your starports, and your factories are on fire and dying, and all your supply is going to die. It's going to be a long time before your supply blocked, I'll give you that much. Yeah, they should be focusing supply depots. The Guardians are like, wait, it wasn't us! Blame the Zerglings! No, it was definitely you guys. I mean, the supply depots are not happy right now. Armory? No! The ship plating upgrade is gone. Okay, we're going to supply block here. Let's see, these two supply depots. Maybe one more. Dude, you have to kill this supply depot, though. What's going on over here? Devourers. We're dropping Hydras on another little island base that Light has. Sea Tank's trying to do something about it. But stuff keeps dying, so the supply block's not going to happen now. Light cleverly avoids getting supply blocked by losing a bunch of his SCVs. Fair enough. I mean, this is... No. Nope. 90 worker Zerg. Look, 65 worker Zerg is like sometimes nigh impossible to kill. 90 worker Zerg is worse. You might be tempted to say, but Falcon, that means their army can't be as big. It really doesn't matter. Ooh, there's the supply block. As every supply depot, everything inside the main base is gone. There is no Terran representation in the main base of Light anymore. That's never a good thing. He's floating all his stuff at this third island base. Stuff's on fire. Some of the stuff's actively burning down. Yeah. It just doesn't matter because the Zerg player can have a smaller army than you, show up, do a bunch of damage with it. Oh, I didn't win the battle. Oh, no. And then remax immediately. With Mass Devourer again, mind you. Oh, my gosh, this game. This is like box art stuff. GG! Light taps out and Killer is our winner in 28 minutes and 52 seconds. It just... This was so weird. This is so weird. I am struggling to find the words to explain how weird this game was. RJB was right. RJB was 100% correct on everything he said about this game. It was so fun, so weird. It's Troy. You expect shenanigans on Troy. We've had shenanigans on Troy already. But for Light to be like Siege Tank, Valkyrie, Battle Cruiser, I guess I'll add some Science Vessels later. But it was too much of an advantage early here for the Zerg. I mean, the base count is through the roof here. 88 drones is insane. Beyond insane. And the fact that this gas count is actually under 1,000 is pretty impressive. But Devourers are insanely expensive for gas, right? Mutalisks are 100, 100. I think Devourers are 50, 150. Devourers and Guardians, I think, are the same. Hang on a second. Let me look this up real quick. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Everyone's favorite thing. Oh no, 150-50. That's right, it's flipped. Devourers are 150-50. Guardians, I think, are 50-150. What a absolutely weird... Like, seriously, absolutely weird way to design this. All right, anyway, it's still 150 gas per Devourer, right? And you made a bajillion of them. So you can chew through a ton of your gas by making literally 15 Devourers. And upgrades are not cheap either. Anyway, amazing. Great use of Hydras and drops and Devourers and Guardians, but it kind of felt like Killer could do whatever he wanted for the most part here. Once he got up to, 65, 70, 75 workers and 8 to 9 bases, it was just, that was it. That was it. So really fun. I mean, the early game here with the delay on this third base, or I guess it was the second base of Light, was really big. That set Light back a lot. And then the fact that he couldn't defend this base, the big ensnare on the race, which were a huge chunk of Light's army. The ensnare and the execution of every one of those race, the Muta attack on the SCVs here, the attack on the SCVs up here. I mean, it was just that. Those two things combined really put Light behind in a way that he just was not going to be able to come back from. So, GG. That was awesome. End of the day, 293,000 points to 210. It's a bit of a shellacking here. But again, weird map, weird game. A 5-to-1 out production ratio from the ZERG player. About a 2-to-1 kill death ratio. That's not going to fly in a lot of games. 91 to 17 buildings raised. That's a huge discrepancy. And outspending your Terran opponent as a ZERG by 30,000 resources in 28 minutes is maybe a record on the channel. I don't know that we've seen that number before. Pretty sure we haven't. So that was awesome. And I think that's all I got to say about it. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.